Hello and welcome to round 13 of the 2019 GP4 Offline Championship. We are here for the Belgian Grand Prix at the infamous Spa-Francorchamps circuit, which should be a very exciting race. And after last week's European Grand Prix, where actually the race was half decent for once, we are here, which should be a great race for the Belgian Grand Prix. So the race was given a 6 out of 10 overall. The driver of the day was given to Miklos Gal for winning the race. Some team news for this Grand Prix, and for next year I should say, is that Williams have signed Sam Thompson from Force India, and Lotus have confirmed that Michael Mocho will remain with the team, and Christian Garcia will make a full-time switch to the series in 2010 after his single appearance at the Spanish Grand Prix, replacing Azil Zafri. And obviously we know that Amar Khan's been confirmed at Toro Rosso, Moyton's been confirmed at Force India, so there's still obviously loads and loads of seats still available, and they will be confirmed in the coming weeks. We are here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, known for the famous El Rouge, known for the bus stop chicane. Obviously it's changed now because we're on the new layout, known for Blanchimont, Stavelot, Pouon. They're called like loads of famous corner names, which you'll remember. So last year it was won by Bruno Chinquera after Joseph Willis had a collision with Finlay Strachan when trying to lap him, and that was a wet-dry race. So it'll be interesting to see what we have here. But anyway, here is the grid. So Sam Thompson takes a shock pole position for Force India, ahead of James Willows in second, Will Neller third, Felix Sontag in fourth, with Thompson's teammate Renaud Moyton in fifth place. A great qualifying from both Force Indians, who seem to have picked up the pace this weekend. Sixth place is Miklos Gal. Seventh is Joseph Willows in the McLaren. Eighth is Jack Boyman. A better qualifying from him in the Toyota. As we go down the order, in ninth place is Alex Southgate. A disappointing qualifying for him, and also disappointing for Florian Volker in 10th place. And these two will need to kind of keep ahead of Miklos Gal if they want to have any hope of keeping the championship fight. But Florian Volker, you could say, is probably out of it by now. But going further down the order, Jamie Kennedy is in 11th, followed by Waze Kuba, a disappointing qualifying from the Belgium in his home Grand Prix, in 12th place. George Rowe is in 13th, alongside Paige Knight in the Toyota for 14th. I was about to say Toyota for Toyota there. As we go further down the order, Evan Byrne is in 15th, followed by Amar Khan, who's once again outqualified his teammate Viggo Holst, showing that he does have talent in that car. Viggo Holst is 17th, followed by Victor Ibobo in 18th. Alan Wolf is 19th, followed by Finlay Strachan in 20th place. And at the back of the grid, we have Michael Mocho and Jordan Maturin. Mocho, as I said earlier, has been confirmed for next season. So Maturin at the moment does not have a seat. And it'll be interesting to see who does get a seat, as we had a mass number of people signing up for the series, an unprecedented number of people. So a lot of them will be quite disappointed probably when we come to next season's lineups. Anyway, as you can see there, the weather is going to be bright sunshine, and here we are now on the grid for the Grand Prix. The lights are coming on. Who will get the best start? Will Thompson keep the lead coming into turn 1? The lights are out, and away we go, and Thompson gets a good start, and so does Will Neller. Willows has made a poor start in second place. Neller's got past him, and so has Sontag as well, and that has not gone very well for Willows at all. So Thompson's made a great start. Neller's up into second, Sontag third. Willows has dropped all the way to fourth, and it's side by side between Gal and Moyton for fifth place. And James Willows is already getting caught in the slipstream behind Gal and Moyton, as it's going side by side through El Rouge between Moyton and Gal has made the mistake, so well done. But a great start by Thompson, then by Neller, then it's Sontag, then it's Willows, then Gal, then Moyton, and Willows could be swamped here as Gal's making a move on the inside into Lecombe. And is he going to make the move stick? Yes, he is. So Willows is down to fifth in the space of a few corners, as Gal is up to fourth. Moyton is right behind. He's got Willows, and I think there's Kuba as well, I believe, as all the cars go through there. Kuba's not to 13th, and that's George Roke who's lost his rear wing, and that's Evan Byrne as well, and Finlay Strachan, Carr. So there has been an incident at La Source at the start, so let's have a look what happened on board from Roke's on-board view. So here is the start. Didn't get a brilliant start there, Roke. He was got overtaken by the Toyota of Knight there, and he actually went into the back of the Toyota, and then Byrne went into him, then Carr got hit by Finlay Strachan behind him, and that has forced all of them to lose parts of their car, so they're now going to have to go into the pits at the end of the first lap. So Roke, who's not had a particularly great season, and Carr, who's not had the best of luck since he's joined the team, apart from the Canadian Grand Prix and everything. But anyway, so Sam Thompson leads ahead of Will Neller, and those two are seemingly getting away from Felix Sonntag in third place already. There's already a bit of a gap, as there is Miklos Gau in fourth. He'll really want to get past Sonntag and hopefully try and get a podium, maybe even try and catch up these guys, depending on what the pace was like. As Thompson comes through Stavelot and he heads towards Blanchimont, through the Martini sign. Comes through as Gal is right behind Sonntag as we come through the next left-hander. As we now come into the bus stop chicane, Thompson is still just heading Nella close behind. Gal can't quite make the move stick into the chicane. Moichin's right behind in fifth. Willis is down to seventh, so Joseph Willis' brother has now got past him. It has been an awful start for James Willows. This is probably his best chance to maybe win a Grand Prix this year, and unfortunately that has now gone out the window as he just doesn't seem to have got his car working, or at least his tyres up to temperature so far in this Grand Prix. As we're now on lap 2, here is Nella following, and you can see there is a clear gap now between Nella Thompson and then Sonntag in third place. So these two look to be getting away, and it'll be interesting to see if Gal gets in. And that's Viggo Holst out the race. Viggo Holst, what's happened to him? And he's been hit by the Toro Rosso there of Victor Bobo. Oh my goodness me, I don't know what Ibobo was doing here. Like, I don't really know what was he thinking there. He was never ever going to be able to make that move stick, and he just absolutely takes out Holst, who must be absolutely fuming. Ibobo is definitely the Maldonado. Victor Ibobonaldo, I think, would be a great name for him this year, but he's just been the thorn in basically everyone's side this year, so that is Ibobo out, and I am hearing from the stewards that he is going to get a 25-second time penalty at the end of this Grand Prix. He comes in as there is Strachan, and there's Byrne, there's Roke, and there's Carr, the guys at the back. As you can see, and I think Gal has got past Sonntag now. Moichin's trying to get past Sonntag as well, coming down the back straight, using the slipstream down the Kemmel straight, and is he going to make the move stick? No, he's not. Sonntag holds it around the inside and keeps fourth place from Moichin. Now Joseph Willis is right behind Moichin as well, so he could take him, as Page Knight's up 7 places to 7th place. That was quite a mouthful there, but here is the battle for fourth place. Sonntag, then it's Moichin, then it's Willows right behind. As they come through Stavelot, is Moichin going to make a move into Blanchimont? No, he's not. He's going to have to stay behind, and Willows is going to probably try and see if he can take advantage to get past Moichin, or maybe both. Moichin tries to make a move there. Willows is going to make a move inside. He's going to make a move on Moichin. He's going to try and make a move on Sonntag as well, but there's contact, and Sonntag has lost his wing, and he's going to have to go to the pits. Willows is stuck there. He's going to have to wait for all the cars to go by him. The McLaren pit crew must be absolutely fuming. Or the McLaren garage, I should say, must be absolutely fuming. I thought Willows had done it originally, getting past. He got past Moichin. He looked to have got past Sonntag, but I don't know if Sonntag really saw him or not. I don't really know who exactly to blame there, but that he will be investigated for that, and I'm hearing he might get I think he's going to get a 15-second time penalty for that. Sonntag almost takes out Moichin there as he goes into the pits. He almost takes the back of his car out, so Sonntag lifts in the air, loses his front wing, and Moichin just manages to avoid Willis' car. As we have a look on board, Willis again. I don't really know, who to blame there, to be honest. I think maybe it was a bit harsh on Willows, but I don't really know exactly whose fault there for that one. But Knight just avoids him there as there's Sonntag going into the pits, and Willows obviously having to wait for all these cars to go past. He has to wait even for the 2 Lotuses to go past, and he's dropped all the way down to 16th place as Willows does a little bit of a donut, takes a bit of his time to try and get going, and he now eventually does so. As we're now on board with Willows, who's right behind the Lotus here of Michael Mocho. Coming down the back straight, is he going to make the move stick coming into Lecombe? And the answer is yes, he will, and it's Venturi actually, sorry. And he makes a move stick coming into Lecombe, and Willis is now trying to recover all the time and all the positions that he lost as he comes into... don't know the name of this hairpin. I think it's Brazil. I can't remember anyway. But anyway, Joseph Willis is now already into the pits, so looks like they're probably going to do a two-stop strategy. As Adam Wolf in the Williams is also into the pits as well. So into the pits he comes. So let's see how quick this stop will be from Willows. So it'll be interesting to see if the teams will decide to do a 1-stop or a 2-stop in this race, because obviously it's 44 laps. It is the longest circuit on the calendar, I believe. Willows now comes up the pits, a 13.8 second stop. So there goes Strachan coming through the bus stop, and I think that's Adam Wolf that's up ahead who's come in. And Adam Wolf comes out in 16th place. Willows will come out in 17th. So he'll come out the pits, and there he is. Comes out past the pit straight. Is now into the pits. Is Miklos Gal for 3rd place. So will he try a 2-stop? It looks to be quite early for a 2-stop for Gal. I don't know really if he's going to try a 3-stop. I wouldn't think that would be a great opportunity, but it looks like he may go for a 3-stop, because it is quite early, because Willows might be trying to go as long as he can on those tyres. But I don't know about Gal, but we will see at the end, as Gal comes out in 7th place. He comes up just ahead of his teammate Alex Southgate. He's under pressure from Florian Volker in the Red Bull. So Gal, who's had a quiet race so far, as there is the battle between between Southgate and Volker, sorry. As you can see, the leaders, Thompson is getting away from Nella, it seems. He's extended the gap a little bit, probably by a couple of seconds, as here is Florian Volker trying to go around the outside of Southgate using the slipstream down the Kemmel straight. Is he going to make the move stick coming into Lecombe? And no, he's not. And now he comes through. And Volker goes a bit wide. He goes under the grass. He gets away with it. Doesn't spin out or anything. But that was a bit of a moment there for Volker as he comes around there. He got quite out of shape after Southgate got past him, and he went a bit wide, had a bit of understeer, and went onto the AstroTurf there. As now Will Neller, 2nd place man, comes into the pits. So let's see if he's going to try and undercut Thompson for the lead here. Will be interesting to see, as there is, I believe that is the BMW pit crew in front of him. So let's see how this goes. So it's a 13.8 second stop for Nella. So it'll be interesting to see what Thompson's pace is like out front, whether he will stay in front of him or not. As now into the pits comes Jay McKenzie for BMW Sauber. As we look through the field, we look at all the cars. As we now go back to the pits, and Maturin's in the pits as well. Into the pits comes McKenzie as he comes in. Let's see how quick this stop will be for the BMW Sauber driver McKenzie, who's had a lot better season than Roke has, certainly. So let's see how quick the stop will be. There goes the Lotus of Maturin. Will be a 12.1 second stop. Good stop there from the BMW crew as he comes out. Into the pits now comes the Lotus of Maturin. Let's see how quick the stop will be as there goes McKenzie. At 5.9, so it's quite a quick stop. So it looks like maybe I don't know if they've just put fuel in Maturin's car. Well, they've put new tyres on, but obviously they haven't put in more fuel, so they're probably going to do a 3-stop as well, I reckon. As here is a battle between, is this Southgate and Volker? I believe it is, as here is Roland Moitin, who's right behind him. Obviously, he has made his stop, and he needs to get past these guys as soon as possible. Is he going to make a move into the hairpin? Jack Boyman's in the pits as Volker makes the move on Southgate, and he makes the move stick. Great move there from Florian Volker. As Moitin comes through the bus stop chicane, as now Waze Kuba comes into the pits from the top 5. Waze Kuba, who's had an okay race. Well, we haven't really seen much of him, really, but he'll want to do better to try and score points in front of his home crowd. So Kuba comes out of the pits, 11.3, as there goes the Lotus of Michael Mocho in the pits now as well. For Lotus. Kuba, who's had a season what could have been, really. It just hasn't exactly gone that well for him this year. So now there is Page Knight coming through El Rouge. As here's Roland Moitin trying to make a move on Southgate for 6th place, and I think he's got the slipstream, and he's going to make the move stick coming into Lecombe, and yes he does. So that is 6th place for Roland Moitin. Good move by him. Here's Miklos Gal in front. As Southgate, who's not had a great race so far, he's struggled for pace in that brawn. And he needs to, well, up his pace really if he wants to try and keep up with his teammate Gallup top of the standings. And now here is the important factor. So Sam Thompson is now into the pits for Force India. So has the undercut for Ferrari worked or not? Thompson, who is leading, it's his first ever pole position for himself and I believe for Force India, as he comes in. So this will be interesting. How quick will this stop be? They'll probably go for a 2-stop, these two. Otherwise, the guys behind them will probably jump them. So Thompson comes in, fitted on the tyres. They're putting in more fuel. And it's a 12.3 second stop now. Where is Nella? That is the big thing. It doesn't look like he's got past yet. So I think Thompson is still going to get out in the lead as he comes out of the pits. And there is Nella. He's only just coming up the start-finish straight. So the answer is yes, Thompson has actually gained a few seconds on him. As here is Joseph Willis, who is right behind. I believe this is the BMW of I think it's... Is it Jay McKenzie or George Roke? I'm not quite sure, but Willows makes the move stick, and it's Jay McKenzie as Willows gets past for 11th place. Good move there as they come over the start-finish straight, as now we are on board with the brawn of Miklos Gal, who's right behind James Willows, as Gal will want to try and get past Willows as soon as possible. As they're coming into El Rouge, it is quite close, going at 300 kilometers an hour. That's nearly 200 miles an hour going through that corner. Definitely the best sequence of corners in F1. As now Gal is surely going to make the mistake. He's got the slipstream, he's got the power of that Mercedes engine, and he makes the move stick. So well done to Gal there as he comes through Lecombe, as Willows goes a little bit wide, but Gal makes the move stick as we're now on lap 21, so we're nearly at the halfway point. As that's Alex Southgate who spun off. Alex Southgate spun at Lecombe, and that is disastrous for him. He was battling with the Toyota of Page Knight, and Page Knight made the move stick, and Southgate locked up a bit behind him and then went on the grass, and he thought he'd controlled it, but he just lost it coming off the grass. He had no grip, and Southgate is going to drop rapidly down the order, so this is disastrous for his title hopes, as he's now going to have to wait for all these cars to go by him. So, I mean, he could easily just go on the grass and go down a little escape road, and then get back on the track by the tyre wall there, but he's unfortunately going to wait for all these cars to go through. And he now finally rejoins. He's back, I think, is it 15th place, so that is pretty disastrous there for Alex Southgate, but great news for Miklos Gal as he comes round the Blanchimont out of the left-hand and now into the bus stop. So this is going very well for Gal at the moment, but it just depends if he's going to do a 2-stop or a 3-stop, because the 3-stop will definitely drop him down the order. It will not give him a podium if he does it, as we're now obviously at the halfway point, lap 22 of 44. Comes over the line. So now here is the battle between, I think, is this Southgate and Bobo? I believe it is. So Southgate is incredibly strongly. He could get overtaken by, of all people, Victor Bobo. And Bobo's got a slipstream down the Kemmel Straight, and he's going to pass him before Lecombe. It's side by side, and has Bobo made the boost? Yes, he has. So I don't know what is going on with Southgate. Clearly that spin has really affected his confidence and his motivation, as Ibobo has now got past him. That is pretty humiliating right there. As that is a Toyota. That is, I believe, Jack Boyman, and he's just crashing into the wall, and his car's now right in the middle of the circuit. Not great there from Boyman, as there goes McKenzie, just avoids his wheel coming down the straight. So not great there for Jack Boyman. He looks set for probably a points finish. So that's quite disappointing there for the Toyota driver, as there goes the Williams of Adam Wolf past him. So what was the problem? I'm not quite sure, but I think it was an engine problem of some sort, and he's had to retire, and he retires just over the finish line. He's unhappy, goes into the wall, and unfortunately gets his car right in the middle of the track, which is not good. It slows down McKenzie, and he just manages to avoid his wheel, as Sontag also just goes past as well, as the car is now being pushed away from the track. As now into the pits comes Waze Kuba for the second time today, probably his last stop, I think, as he comes in. So Kuba, who's had a quiet race, we haven't really exactly heard that much from him. He hasn't exactly set it alight in front of his home crowd. But anyway, as now the BMW Sauber of McKenzie comes into the pits as well. Now Kuba just goes out of his pit box. 14.3 seconds stop for the Ferrari mechanics. And now McKenzie's going to come in as well. What will this stop time be for the BMW Sauber? As now Ibobo comes into the pits. Ibobo would have been really happy and really surprised probably at passing a brawn of all teams during this race, because he probably thought that Southgate would be up the field, but obviously he probably doesn't know that he's spun. But I don't really know why Southgate is having the issues that he has. I mean, his car I don't think has a problem that we know about. But anyway, Ibobo comes out the pits in 13.4. As Byrne is now in the pits as well. Byrne, who unfortunately got involved in the first lap collision with Roke, Carr and Strachan. As now Sam Thompson, the leader, is in the pits as well. As there is Thompson coming in the pits just ahead of Byrne. So Thompson comes in. He comes in before Nella. So obviously we don't know what the gap is, but obviously we know that Thompson has kept the lead. But I don't think Nella has actually closed the gap at all to Thompson. So this could be quite interesting. So Thompson comes out at 13.3 second stop. So obviously Nella is still out on track. So it'll be interesting to see what happens after the stops. As we come as we're on board with Roke coming through Lecom, as he is in 14th place right now. As into the pits comes Volker, as you can see on the graphics. So Volker's in the pits. There's a number of cars in the pits right now. Moichin is got ahead of his teammate Thompson, but obviously that probably won't last for long. Moichin should let him through because obviously Thompson will be on for the win right now. As here is Florian Volker in the pits. He comes out. So Volker, who is himself has had also quite a quiet race as well. And he will come out, I believe, inside the top 10. He will come out in 8th place, as now Felix Sonntag is in the pits for McLaren. Sonntag will be pretty annoyed at the move that Willows did coming into the bus stop chicane, which has pretty much ruined his race. So that is quite unfortunate. But anyway, he comes out of the pits. There's a 13 point, I think that says 8-second stop, I think. I think it is. As Sonntag will come out down in 15th place. Sonntag will come out, as there is, I believe that is Roke and BMW Sauber ahead of him. As now Rilla Moichin comes in for his second and final stop. So Moichin, who is having a good race there, he still, I don't believe, has actually scored any points. As that is, I think there was a yellow flag. Was that Willows who spun? And it was James Willows, and Willows was attacking Miklos Gal for 6th place here. And oh, he just hits the back of Gal and just spins round there. I don't really know what he was thinking, but I don't know if he'll get a penalty for that or not. But because I don't think he actually did get a penalty for the other incident that he had. But I'm not sure. We'll find out at the end of the race. But Willows, and now James Willows has come into the pits for Red Bull. Willows, who probably had his best chance of winning the season, and unfortunately cocked it up with the start, dropped all the way down to 7th, including getting passed by his brother Joseph. And now I think that's Alan Wolf coming into the pits. So Nello, as you can see, is still leading by 19 seconds. So Thompson will comfortably get back ahead when Nello comes into the pits. And I imagine that is him about to come in there with the Ferrari mechanics, just getting ready for him. As now, I believe this is Joseph Willows coming out of his pit box. So we should expect Will Nella to be coming in this lap, wherever he is. So Joseph Willows does a 12.4 second stop, as there is Wade Cooper, who is coming out just behind Willows. So the interesting thing is, will Cooper try and get past Willows before he gets into Air Rouge? But he's not, but he's got the slipstream. He's going to have fresher tyres, Cooper, so Willows could be overtaken here. Now Michael Mocho comes into the pits for Lotus. So interestingly, I think there are still 20 cars left in this race, which is I think the most so far this season. So that is quite interesting. As Mocho comes in, so obviously I don't think we've seen Nella in yet, but I imagine he'll be coming in very, very soon. As Mocho comes out of the pits, as now here is the leader, Will Nella. He comes into the pits, so as we know, it looks like Thompson will come out ahead of Nella, as Thompson was 19, or basically just less than 20 seconds behind him, 19 seconds I think it was, and he will come out behind Thompson. He should do, unless Thompson's had a bad last couple of laps, or been held up in traffic or something. I don't even know if they actually caught up to traffic, I'm not sure. But Nella comes out, he will be in 2nd place, so Thompson has gone past him, and is that him there? I'm not sure, I don't think it was, so I think Thompson's actually got himself a very comfortable lead. As now into the pits comes Alex Southgate. I don't actually believe he's made a stop yet, so he's gone 30 laps on this, obviously, set of tyres, which has clearly gone well off, and that has affected him badly, and that has cost him a chance of points and a chance to keep up with Gal in the championship. But of course, Gal will not win the championship here, but depending on probably how things go, he may win it at Singapore. As now here comes George Roke, who's coming around the source, and now he's going to be right behind Southgate, coming on to the front straight, or coming onto the Kemmel straight, I should say. So Roke will have the slipstream, and he'll go around the outside, surely, of Southgate, and indeed he does. Is he going to have enough to get ahead of Southgate coming into Lacombe? And yes, he does, and Roke completes the move. He's up to 15th place. Southgate's race goes from bad to worse, as he drops now down to 16th. As now here is, I believe this is Southgate, who's right behind Roke here, coming through Blanchimont, as they're coming down onto the front straight, as they're coming down into the bus stop chicane. So is Southgate going to make a move here? I'm not quite sure, but there is Nella, who's leading at the moment. as Roke spun. So Roke has gone off. I don't know if he's actually spun. And the Lotus just scrapes past him there. So Southgate has had a problem. He's obviously had a collision with Roke trying to get past him through the bus stop chicane. Don't quite know what's going on there. So we're on board with Southgate. He was trying to get past Roke here. And you can see Roke had defended him, and then Southgate just hits the back of him. And Southgate spins as Roke there managed to actually rejoin. So he didn't actually spin, he just went wide through the bus stop chicane. As there through goes the Lotus of, I believe that is Jordan Maturin. So Southgate rejoins his race, continues to go from bad to worse. Doesn't really get any better for him, as he really will want this race to be over. As we're now on lap 33, 34, so he's only got 11 laps to enjoy this. So there is Sam Thompson, so he could actually get lapped here, Southgate, if he's not careful. But as he comes through into the source, so we're now on lap 36, and here is Alex Southgate, who's under pressure from a Lotus of all the cars. He's under pressure from a Lotus coming through El Rouge as we come through. Southgate, I think, has made a bit of a mistake there. He believes he's made a bit of a mistake as Thompson comes through. As the Lotus of Montreux is trying to go around the outside of him. This is quite amazing what is going on here to Alex Southgate. He is having the absolute race from hell right now, as now Mikhail Gal is in the pit, so he has done 3 stop, and now the Lotus is going to go around the inside of Southgate, or does he? No, he doesn't. As, wow, this is quite some race that we are having right now. As now into the pits comes Nicolas Gal for Brawn, as clearly the 3 stop has not exactly worked out very well for Gal, as he's going to drop down the order here. As he's going to drop all the way down to 6th place, so Moichin has got himself into 3rd, so Moichin is going to get himself a podium here. So this is quite amazing, as we're going to have a look at what happened to Southgate, because there's a reason why he got out of shape coming into El Rouge. As we come around, you can see here, I mean, he seems to be okay, but then just as he comes out, he just goes over the top of the curb and he loses it, but he manages to keep control of the car very, very well. So well done to Southgate for that. I think he goes onto the curb there, coming to El Rouge, and then he goes onto the other one, he goes right over it, and he nearly loses the car. As Mocho nearly actually makes a move on him, but he doesn't, as there is Thompson right there. So Southgate could be lapped here by Force India, and that will pretty much compound his misery. As Gal comes out, is he going to come out ahead of Page Knight? I think he is, because Knight's just locked up there, coming into the source. So Gal is coming through. And is Gal going to come out ahead of Page and Knight? It's going to be very, very close. And it looks like that she is. She is going to come out ahead of Gal. Is she going to try and make the move before they come into El Rouge? The answer is no, she's not. Gal is just going to keep 6th place. And Knight will probably try and make a move on the straight. I'm not sure, but here we are. This is a battle here between Sontag and Mackenzie for a 10th place. So Sontag obviously had that incident. Mackenzie's, I don't quite know actually what's happened to his race so far. But he's not had a brilliant race. I don't think he's had any incidents or anything, as far as I believe. I'm not quite sure. Like, if he has had any incidents, but I don't think he has. So Sontag is just ahead as we now only have 2 laps to go of this race. So Sontag will want to try and get past Mackenzie, although even if he does, he'll only get top 10, unfortunately. There is no points for the top 10 in this series, and for the 2010 season it was voted for a couple of races ago by the drivers. They wanted to keep the old point system. Sontag tries to make a move, coming into Pouon, and he doesn't quite complete it, as he stays behind Mackenzie. Coming through is now Roke, is trying to get past Adam Wolf in the Williams just behind, and has he made the move stick? It looks like he has. It's side by side, and Roke has made the move stick. As Roke, is he going to keep moving? Adam Wolf is going to try and stay around the inside, but I think Roke has got the move stick, and yes, he has. Roke has made the move stick very well. Well done to Roke there for that move, but it'll be interesting to see if these two can actually catch up with Mackenzie and Sontag up front, because this battle could actually go on to the end, because, I mean, they seem to be catching them. I don't know if they seem to be catching them or not, but the gap seems to be closing as they're coming through, I can't remember what the name of the corner is there, but they're about to come through Blanchimont, the fast left-hander. As goes through the Martini sign, so Wolf is right behind Roke. Will he try and actually make a move back coming into the bus stop chicane? I'm not quite sure, but it doesn't look like he is. So now we're on board with Roke, who is catching, it seems, with the guys in front of him. So obviously there's a replay, so something has happened to Roke here. So he comes through the right and then left-hander. As he comes through the left, he loses the car slightly. He goes on the Astro. He's lucky he doesn't go into the gravel, but that's lost him a lot of time there. And Roke, who's coming through, he lost a lot of time, and that is not good there for the British driver. So it might end his chances of actually catching up with Sontag and Mackenzie up front, but that'll give Wolf a chance to catch back up to him, maybe have a chance to attack as he has got away from Wolf. But we'll see what will happen at the end of the race. But Roke, who still stays in front of Wolf, and now Wolf's going to catch up. But there's Southgate, who's 14th, obviously got away from the Lotus. As now here is Sontag, who's right behind Mackenzie, has been for the last lap or two, but just can't seem to get past as they're coming through Blanchimont, and he can't make the move stick. And he's still right behind, he's coming into the bus stop as Roke, I think, is catching up with him, I believe. But sometimes he's going to try and make a move, he's going to go to the outside, he's going to do a dummy, then go to the inside. No, he's not, and he doesn't quite make the move stick. So we're now actually, I think, going to go on for the last, as Thompson's probably going to go on for the last lap on this lap. As here is Sam Thompson, the leader of this Grand Prix. Thompson, who has absolutely dominated this race. He's got away from Nella. He's managed to, I suppose, keep ahead of Nella throughout the stops. It's not let him affect Thompson, who's not had a good season so far. Neither has Moichin, who has yet to score any points whatsoever. And he's set to take the podium, but Thompson is set to win here. But Thompson is just ahead of lapped Ibobo there, and I don't think Thompson has actually lapped Southgate, so Southgate has finally picked up the pace just before the end. As Thompson's coming through the hairpin through the left hand and about to come into Pouon. There is Southgate actually, in fact, just ahead of him. But Southgate won't need to worry about catching him, and he just needs to kind of relax as he as he comes through Pouon. 2 left-handers. So Thompson, he dominated. He looked very quick in practice, and we all thought, is this going to be a one-off? Is he going to be quick in qualifying? Is he going to be winning the race? And it turns out it wasn't a one-off. And Thompson, as he comes through the right-left, as he's about to come through the double right-hander, and he's about to go through Blanchimont, as Thompson is set to win the race, unless his car lets him down. I don't think he is. As you can see, he's got a 6-second lead over Will Nella in 2nd place, and Thompson looks set to win this unless anything goes wrong, as Thompson is about to come through Blanchimont for the final time. as there is Southgate in front of him. He goes under the Martinez side. Sam Thompson, he would have not expected this. He's had a poor season so far, and with Williams signing him up for next year, it's going to show Williams the talent that they have truly got. As Sam Thompson is going to come through the bus stop chicane for the final time. The crowd are cheering. They're chanting his name. They can't believe what is happening here. As like in 2009, Giancarlo Fisichella, who couldn't quite win it, but Sam Thompson is coming down the pit straight, and Sam Thompson is going to win his and Force India's first ever Grand Prix win in the 2009 GP4 Offline Championship. Well done to him. As there is Will Nello, who's going to come home in a very creditable second place, but it will all be about Sam Thompson taking the win here today. As there is Nella coming across the line. As there's about between two boats, is Mocho and Maturin. It looks like Mocho is going to win the inter-team battle for there. As there is Evan Byrne right behind as well, as Mocho comes through the pit straight, and he'll take 16th just ahead of Maturin. As there's, I believe, Evan Byrne who's going to come home in 18th. So we actually still have 20 cars that are going to finish this race, and that is definitely a record for this series. As Byrne comes through in 18th, and there through the bus stop chicane comes Roland Moitin. Moitin going to take his first point of the season and his first podium of the season, as he has taken a podium before. He took the podium before in the 2007 or 8 series. I think it's the 2008 series he took it at Brazil. But anyway, here comes James Willows. He'll come around the final corner through the bus stop chicane, and he'll take 4th place, a race that could have been much better for Willows, as Volker will come home in 5th, and Mikhail Scow disappointing 6th. He'll hope for better to extend his lead. He will extend his lead, but not by as much as he had hoped for. There is Joseph Willows about to come home. There's Strachan in front of him, I should say. There's Willows, so I don't know if he'll get a penalty or not at the end of this race. We will see. Page Knight will come home in 8th place, and that means I think it'll be Waze Cooper who will come home in 9th place. There is Amar Carr. He's not had a great couple of races since it was announced that he would fill in for Roland Moitin, who went to Force India, and obviously they'll have a full-time seat for next year. But Amar Carr will come around. He'll come home in 20th place, so that is confirmed that we will have 20 cars finishing this race, and there is Waze Cooper. The crowd still cheering, still happy for him, even though he's not scored any points. He's at least finished this race, so Waze Cooper will come home in 9th place. Well, him, as there is George Roke, who's going to 10th, so Roke has actually got past both McKenzie and Sontag. So what has happened there? So Roke has managed to get past both cars there, so you've managed to actually catch up with those two. Obviously McKenzie has been holding him up for the last few laps now, and Roke has actually made the move stick. So what's happened here is we have a look at the replay. So it looked like it was coming into the bus stop chicane, so Sontag was trying to make a move. He couldn't do it. Roke had caught up to these guys, and it looks like Wolf had caught up to him, and Sontag as well. And Wolf and Southgate, sorry, I should say, as well. So let's see. So Roke was right behind these two, and so he makes a move on Sontag, and he makes a double move. It looks like, does he make a double move? Yes, he does. He makes a double move on McKenzie and Sontag into the hairpin. A great overtake, probably one of the overtakes of the season there. So well done to George Roke for that one. But it's only a shame that unfortunately will not be for for a points position, as Roke will come over the line in 10th, McKenzie will be 11th, Sontag 12th, Wolf will be 13th, and Southgate will be in 14th place. So that was quite, well, this is still going on actually, so it's not actually the confirmed results yet, because they're still actually doing the last lap, I should say. So my mistake, but you can see that Sontag tried to make a move coming into Pouon, and he still hasn't made it, so this is still live, so I apologise for that. But Roke is going to come home in 10th place. It's not been a great season for him, but at least he'll get the top 10 out of this after the collision on the first lap. So will McKenzie, McKenzie hold off, I should say, Sontag for 11th place now. And it'll be interesting to see if Wolf and Southgate can do something, because those two are both caught up to these guys. They've been holding each other up so much. But Roke is coming around the final corner, and he will take 10th place. Not points, but at least he'll have that double overtake to go by. And Sontag has not got past McKenzie, so McKenzie's held on for 11th place. As there's Wolf and there's Southgate right behind as well. So it's McKenzie 11th, Sontag 12th, Wolf 13th, and Alex Southgate, the last driver on the lead lap, in 14th. As that has been the Belgian Grand Prix, and there is your winner, Sam Thompson. What a race for this guy. He must be absolutely delighted, and he will have showed his employers, Williams, what he can do. But he will be very, very happy with that one, so well done to the British driver. As we will now look at the race results of what has been a very, very interesting and exciting Belgian Grand Prix. As we will now look at the results of this race, as we now keep looking at Thompson, who is obviously very happy inside that helmet of his for winning this Grand Prix. So as we now will go to the race results. And now here is the race results. Sam Thompson wins this race. Will Miller's in second. Roland Moitin's in third. James Willis fourth. Florian Volker fifth. Gals sixth. Joseph Willis seventh. Well, provisionally, I should say. Page Knight eighth. Waze Cooper ninth. George Roke 10th. McKenzie 11th. Sontag 12th. And the Wolf 13th. Alex Southgate 14th. And then the guys that are on, well, that are lapped down, I should say, are Victor Bobo, Michael Mocho, Jordan Maturin, Evan Byrne, Finney Strachan, and it will be Amar Carr who will bring up the field. So 20 cars have finished this race, with Jack Boyne, who did obviously suffer an engine failure, and Viggo Holst, who had that incident with Ibobo. So I don't know actually if Ibobo's got a penalty or not. But the fastest lap, so Joseph Willis actually set the fastest lap of the race for McLaren ahead of the two Force Indians, showing how quick they were. The two Force Indians, then it was Will Neller, then it was the two Brauns, Gal and Southgate, then it was Knight, then it was George Roke, then it was Volker, and Sontag completing the top 10. Fastest lap, James Willis 11th, Waze Cooper 12th, 13th is Victor Bobo, so obviously, and Jack Boyne was 14th. 15th was Adam Wolf, 16th was Jamie McKenzie, so not that good pace from McKenzie. That probably explains why. He's only 2 seconds off the pace, so explains why he probably didn't get any points today. Byrne 17th, Strachan 18th, Maturin 19th, Carr 20th, Mocho 21st, and Viggo Holst, obviously, who got involved early on. And here are the standings. So Gal is now 22 points ahead of Southgate in the standings, with Volker a further 15 points behind him, with Willows now 5 points behind Volker in 4th. With Nella now up to 5th with that. With that second place, Willows 6th, McKenzie 7th, Knight 8th, Sontag, Knight Thompson up to 10th with that win, Waze Cooper 11th, George Roke 12th, Byrne 13th, Zafri 14th, Boyne 15th, Moitin up to 16th with 6 points, Wolf 17th, Hulks 18th, Finney Strachan 19th, Bowen 20th with Carr, Mocho, Maturin, Ionescu and Garcia with their points. In the standings, Braun are still leading the constructors by a comfortable margin, by, that is, 67 points, ahead of Red Bull, who are a further, well, got further number of points ahead of McLaren, with Ferrari in 4th place. BMW 5th, still quite a tight battle for 3rd there, and Constructors still on. Force India in 6th, Toyota 7th, Williams 8th, Renault 9th, Toro Rosso 10th, and Lotus in 11th. As you can see at the bottom there, Iboba got a 25-second penalty, so he finished 19th in the end, and Williams did get a penalty. I believe that was for the incident, I think, with Southgate, not with his teammate Sontag. I'm not exactly sure there, but he drops out at 8th, so he still gets a point despite that incident. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the Belgian Grand Prix. Don't forget to give your rating of the race out of 10, and also don't forget to vote for your driver of the day, which will be obviously the top 10 vote. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and we will see you for the next round of the series, the Italian Grand Prix at the Monza circuit. Goodbye.